My video for October 14th, 2019 is video number 3236, and the title is Beyond My Human Comprehension. Yes, as my 73rd birthday approaches, I am pressuring myself. Friends tell me it's just an illusion. But if that were true, why bother? If it's not real, it's meaningless to me. What's the purpose? Yes, it is way beyond my comprehension. I came in on what I thought was a mission from God. Now I am questioning nearly everything, as I have said so many times in recent videos. The hopium only gives me temporary relief as I struggle day by day, trying to find positive reinforcement. But from where will that come? If only I could point to proof of answered prayers. But the most convincing things that have built my faith in my life seem to be spontaneous. They had nothing to do with specific prayers, which in retrospect have always been ignored. While I used to think I was smart, now it seems I may have wasted my entire life. 73 years down the drain. Perhaps my friend is correct when she says bluntly, there is no God. If there is, where is the proof? I wish there was something I could point to, but that's just more wishful thinking. Sorry, but I am attached to an outcome. I want to see heaven on earth. In the discussion this morning at the mission, we talked about uh, not being attached to an outcome, that we have to uh, state our goals and our intentions, but at the same time be willing to let them go as if it's inconsequential. That it really doesn't matter because, as my friend Steve and many other of my friends keep on saying, life is just an illusion. It's not real. This is just a play. It's like a staged event for each of us, and we each get to play these roles, but we don't know we're playing roles. We think it's real. And that's the catch 22, perhaps. We think it's real, but it's not. It seems like the people that succeed and gain the most in life are the ones that do the most horrible things. They're generally, not absolutely, but generally, they are malevolent individuals, totally self-centered, totally egotistical and driven by a lust for power and many other lusts as well. And they seem to get away with it. They seem to not have to pay any price for hurting others and violating what I always thought was the prime directive. The prime directive to me deals with boundaries. Yes, we have free will, which ends where the next person's free will begins. But that's not how the world that we live in works. It's not how planet Earth, manifests the experiential reality. But again, they keep saying, but it's just an illusion. It's just a play. It doesn't really matter. Well, it does matter. This is matter. This is a physical thing. They say, no, Ron, no, Ron, it's mostly empty space. If you look at it under a microscope, it's mostly empty space, just as when you look at a telescope, it's mostly nothing there. Well, is the nothing there meaningful at all? Is perhaps the nothing is what really counts. It's no thing, it's spirit. But is that true? I don't know what truth is anymore. As I said in the blurb, maybe my friend who says there is no God is correct. But if I really believe there is no God, then I would be suicidal. And I'm not. See, because I still take the hopium. I still think I'm here on a mission. I still think I have a purpose for being. The purpose to bring the kingdom of heaven to earth, not me personally alone, but as part of a collective that has awakened to a higher truth. But then have I awakened to that higher truth? I'm not so sure I have. My friend Steve tells me, yes, you have, Ron. You wouldn't be asking these questions if you weren't, and you wouldn't have been able to do some of the things you've done if you weren't tapped in to this higher dimensional reality. But I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced. And as I said, this birthday is it is a 10, which is a 1. That means I'm starting over on a new phase. 9 completes each phase, and each phase is 1 through 9. And so every 9 years, we're starting over again. And someone said that none of our cells in our bodies can last more than, I think it was 7 years, but it might have been 9, whatever. That the body keeps having to replace the cells that die because their lifespan is short relative to the whole human lifespan, but the human lifespan is short compared to what it was in Methuselah's time. And we are not the same creatures that we're finding skeletons for. And they're on Earth. They were bigger, their skulls were different, but they were human. They were just much more massive. They were giants on the Earth in those days. And there are geological records of that in, as I said, skeletal remains. And so I scratch my head and I wonder, why? Why is it so difficult to accomplish something good for humanity on this planet when the only accomplishments seem to be of a malevolent quality, where we suffer, where we are constantly challenged? And people say, and of course, this keeps coming up in different discussions, reincarnation, that we keep recycling and we keep recycling the same things. But as I've said in previous videos and will probably say in future videos, if we don't remember what we did before, how can we build toward a better world and better outcomes for our own lives? You know, it's insane to have to start over fresh every time we're born into a new body with perhaps different parents and different identities. What's real? What is real? It's beyond my comprehension. I don't know anymore what reality actually is. I know what I experience. I can sense and feel my feelings. I can be abstractly look at my thoughts and try to step back and just look at myself struggling. But is there meaning? Is there an outcome that we can be sure of? Will it ever make sense? Will the pieces of the puzzle ever come together for not just Ron Van Dyke, but for humanity? Will the wrongs ever be righted? Will there be correction for things that people do that hurt other people? And especially the most innocent, hurting infants and brainwashing them from youth as the elite do? I'd like answers, but they're in short supply as I approach, as I said, my 73rd birthday, which will be a week from today, as this video goes up on October 14th. Thank you folks for listening, and namaste.